Did you know you have one of the most powerful tools for your mental wellness sitting right in your kitchen? It's true. Today, we're diving into the incredible, surprising link between the food you eat and the way you feel. Let's get right into it. So, let me ask you this. Is there something happening inside your body right now that's quietly messing with your mental health? It's a serious question, and honestly, the answer might be way more common than you think. We're going to connect some really important dots between what's going on physically and how you're feeling emotionally. So, the secret saboteur we're talking about, it's a process called chronic inflammation. The best way to think about it is like a silent internal fire alarm that's gotten stuck and it just won't turn off. Okay, so what is it exactly? Well, normally, inflammation is a good thing. It's your body's amazing repair crew rushing to an injury to fix it. But the problem starts when that response gets jammed in the on position, it becomes chronic, causing this constant low-level damage all through your body. Now, this isn't just about an achy knee or stiff joints. When that low-grade fire reaches your brain, it can have a massive impact on your mental state. It's like your brain is literally on fire, and it can completely change how you feel. Let's break down exactly how that happens. First off, inflammation is like a bully to your brain's feel-good chemicals. We're talking about things like serotonin and dopamine, the crucial chemicals that are in charge of keeping your mood stable and positive. Inflammation just gets in their way. Second, and this one is a really big deal, chronic inflammation can lead to actual physical changes in your brain structure over time. It can affect the very areas that control your mood and your ability to think clearly.
And third, it totally throws your body's main stress response system, the HPA axis, out of whack. This can flood your system with the stress hormone cortisol, basically leaving you stuck in a constant state of fight or flight.
And finally, it promotes something called oxidative stress. Honestly, the easiest way to picture this is like biological rust forming on your brain cells. And just like rust, it can directly damage those cells and stop them from working properly.
Look, this isn't just some wild theory. We have a ton of major studies that have found people with high levels of inflammatory markers in their blood are way more likely to develop depression down the road. The scientific link is pretty much undeniable at this point.
Okay, so how in the world are you supposed to know if this silent alarm is going off in your body? Well, there are some pretty common signs you can look out for. Do any of these sound familiar to you? That deep, persistent fatigue that sleep just doesn't seem to touch. Or that frustrating brain fog where you can't focus. Maybe you feel more irritable or just emotionally on edge. And of course, a lingering low mood, which often feels even worse when you've also got physical stuff going on, like body aches or digestive problems. You might have even noticed this yourself, right? The days your body aches the most are often the same days your mood just tanks. They aren't two separate problems. They are quite literally two sides of the very same inflammatory coin. Okay, enough about the problem. Let's talk about the solution, because this is the really empowering part. You can actively fight back. Let's build your toolkit for better brain health, starting with the foods that can put out that fire. First up on our all-star list, fatty fish. Yeah, we're talking about salmon, mackerel, sardines. These guys are absolute nutritional powerhouses for your brain. So the magic here comes from omega-3 fatty acids, specifically two called EPA and DHA. These fats are incredible because they actually become part of your brain cell membranes, directly cooling down inflammation from the inside out. Some studies even show they can help ease symptoms of depression. A good goal is to aim for about 2 servings a week.
Next up in our toolkit, leafy greens. Think spinach, kale, collard greens. Basically, the darker the green, the better it is for you.
Remember that biological rust we talked about earlier? Well, these greens are absolutely loaded with antioxidants that acts like a rust-proofer for your brain cells. Plus, they're packed with folate, a B vitamin that's essential for making those mood-lifting neurotransmitters. Try to sneak a serving into at least one of your meals every day.
Number 3 is a delicious one, berries. Blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, they are just as good for your brain as they are for your taste buds, maybe even better.
Berries are bursting with powerful anti-inflammatory compounds called flavonoids. Not only do they protect your brain and improve memory, but get this, research shows they can actually help stimulate the growth of brand new neurons. That's the very foundation of a healthy, resilient brain.
Our fourth tool is proof that great things really do come in small packages. We're talking about nuts and seeds. Walnuts, almonds, flax seeds, chia seeds. They're all tiny but mighty. These are amazing sources of both anti-inflammatory omega-3s and vitamin E. And walnuts, which famously look like little tiny brains, have been specifically linked to better cognitive function. Just a simple handful a day can make a huge difference.
Our fifth tool is a beautiful, vibrant spice, turmeric. It's been a cornerstone of traditional medicine for thousands of years, and modern science is finally catching up to just how powerful it is.
Turmeric's secret weapon is a compound called curcumin. It's an incredible anti-inflammatory. It can even boost a special protein that helps your brain grow new neurons. But here's a really crucial tip. Your body has a hard time absorbing curcumin by itself. You have to pair it with black pepper to make it effective. It's why you almost always see them combined in supplements.
And finally, number 6, fermented foods. This is all about supporting your gut, which it turns out has a direct superhighway of communication straight to your brain. Foods like yogurt, kefir, and sauerkraut are full of beneficial bacteria, also known as probiotics. These good bugs help create a healthy environment in your gut, and a healthy gut helps lower inflammation all over your body, and that absolutely includes your brain. This gut-brain connection is a huge piece of the mental wellness puzzle.
Okay, so we've got our anti-inflammatory toolkit. So how do we actually put this into practice in our real, busy lives? Well, it's a lot simpler than you might think. Here are 5 basic rules to get you started. Really, this is all about simple principles. First, aim for variety. Eat the rainbow to get all those different nutrients. And remember that consistency is way more important than perfection. As you add these good foods in, also think about dialing back on the stuff that fuels inflammation, like processed foods and lots of sugar. But you know, the most important rule of all is to just listen to your body. Notice how different foods make you feel.
So, what's the big takeaway here? This goes so much deeper than just a diet. By making these small, consistent choices, you are actively building a stronger, more resilient brain. You're making a direct investment in your long-term mental wellness.
The real power here isn't in some massive, stressful overhaul. It's in starting small. So just think about it for a second. What's one simple change you can make today to start building a more anti-inflammatory lifestyle? Thanks for joining me on this one.